What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Fishing Lone Star. My name is Jeremy. If you're new here, welcome. Glad you're here. This video tonight, we're gonna break down top 3 lures that I've been using to catch fish this year. Not only just catching fish, but they produce almost everywhere I go. I'm gonna cover all 3 columns of the water. So top water, middle of the water column, and on the bottom. And these lures catch a lot of fish and big fish. So they've also caught my biggest fish of the year. They're 3 that pretty much stay tied on year round. So we're gonna talk about those. I'll also talk about maybe some baits last year that were probably my top baits to kind of round out this discussion. Granted, I'm in Texas. This may or may not apply to you, but I believe it will because these baits are pretty much tried, true, and tested about everywhere. So let's dig in. Oh, it's not a 3, it's a monster of a fish. Good fish right there. Alright, so like I said, welcome guys. My name is Jeremy. This is Fishing Lone Star. This video tonight is brought to you by MonsterBass. If you are not familiar with them, they are an awesome subscription company. They provide a regional pro box. You'll see a couple of them right over here. Every single month, they've got amazing baits and lures, an incredible value. Stay tuned to this channel. You can go back and look at some of my previous videos of unboxings, and probably the next video will be an unboxing of the July box. But let's dig into tonight's topic, the top 3 baits that I'm using right now to catch a lot of fish. I say right now being this year in 2022. Let's dig in. All right, so let's start with the top of the water column and work our way down, right? That'll be the order in which we do this. So not necessarily like a third, second, and first. We're just gonna start with the top, work our way down. So the first one is going to be a Topwater Frog, all right? But not just any frog. Specifically, if you've seen any frog fishing videos I've done in the past, it is the Blitz Lures Popping Frog, all right? Now, the reason why I love this frog so much, I think it's important for all these baits that I tell you why I like them so much, not just that I like them. And I'll link them all below, at least all the baits. I will say that if you use the links below to go purchase them, I make $0 off those links. That's not my intent here. My intention is to share some great content with you and some great bass fishing tips. Hopefully help you go catch some awesome fish. So the Blitz Lures Popping Frog. Now, Blitz Lures actually run by a gentleman in Phoenix. I think he's in the Phoenix, Arizona market. Kind of a small business, if you will. But this frog came to me actually in a MonsterBass box like 2 years ago or over 2 years ago. And at first I almost just gave it away and never even took out the package and used it. And boy, am I glad I didn't, because this is probably close to my #1 all-time frog. There's a couple other frogs that I use. I'm gonna detail them in another frog fishing video. But for this one, if you'll notice the contoured design on the top, when a fish goes to bite it, they automatically create like a leverage point right here that their mouth rubs against. And this plastic is really soft, all right? So I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure right now, and those hooks stick out. Now, one thing I love is I do not trim the legs. That is how it comes. I do not bend out the hooks. That is how those comes. I don't bend them out or up, all right? So I just leave them stock. I don't stick the frog in boiling water. Excuse my language, but I consider that to be nonsense. I think if you're gonna fish a frog, the frog should be great right out of the package, and this one is, all right? So those are the characteristics on the back end. The front end, though, it is a popping frog, so you can pop it, give it some splashes, etc. Or the way this frog is designed on bottom with this killed bottom, killed almost meaning like a boat. It literally, I can twitch this frog and almost get it to go from like this to this. So walking it with barely even moving, like in not even half an inch in between each walk. So I can walk this frog better than I've ever seen any other frog walk. I can pop this frog. I can chug or just normally like, pull, kind of hop a frog along just like you normally would. It's super soft. It's got a great design on the back. There's some awesome colors. This is just the shad color that I use. They have an amazing bluegill color you should go check out. There's a black one, a brown one, etc. So white is just what I go to, but their Phrog is amazing. Really quickly, I throw this on a 50 to 65 pound braid by Vicious Fishing. And then I also use, what I've always used is my reel for frog fishing is a Lew's Super Duty. This thing is a freaking workhorse. I have 3 of them plus 2 of the Super Duty 300s. I've never had a single issue with any of them, and I put them to the test with my hook sets on frogs. Along with that is the TFO 7.4 extra heavy rod. This rod's amazing. It's got a great tip to it, allows me to make long casts, accurate casts, but also drive in those hooks on hook sets. So that's the gear and equipment I use right here for my frog fishing setup. Let's go to bait number 2. Let's move down in the water column and talk about a moving bait. All right, now this would probably be, I don't know, all 3 of these are gonna be close to my number 1. This might be my all-around number 1. I will say so far this year, this bait has caught my biggest fish this year of 2022, which is 6.5 pounds at Lake Ray Roberts. But this bait just crushes them. I mean, I catch numbers, I can throw it year round, I catch big fish with it, and that is the Castaic Jerky J Swim, all right? Now, it's a Texas-based company. They're actually right here in McKinney, Texas, where they're from. But this Jerky J Swim in a green shad color is an awesome 5-inch paddle tail swim bait. I throw it on a 5/0 owner flashy swimmer. Okay, that's the hook, and it weighs 1/4 of an ounce. But that bait right there, particularly in this green shad color, it just gets it done. Not only that, but it is an incredibly easy lure to throw because you literally just chunk it out there, point your rod right at the lure, and just slow retrieve it. You can burn it across the top. You can throw it weightless on kind of almost like a topwater. You can throw it on a little bit of a heavier hook and let it sink to the bottom. You can adjust what depth of the water column you're fishing it, obviously just like you would any swim bait. But not only that, but it lasts forever. I mean, I say forever, not literally forever, but I mean, I could probably catch 10 to 20 fish on it before I have to adjust it. I mean, every now and then a fish might like just absolutely destroy it and like rip the nose or something. So I can't screw lock that like I can right there. But for the most part, this paddle tail swim bait, it just gets it done. What I also love is it comes in like 15 or 20 different colors. So no matter where you're at in the country, if you're looking to match the forage, this is an awesome one to use because of different color options. It also comes in a 3.5-inch size that I like to throw on an exposed underspin, but this right here is how I rig it. Right here, just like this. I throw it on 20-pound fluorocarbon. I fish around a lot of timber, so I want that fluorocarbon to be able to kind of come around that timber versus braid. Braid cuts into timber. If I was fishing around more grass, like in Florida, I would definitely use more of a braid. But here, fluorocarbon does great. I also throw, right now I've got it on a Pro TI, right? Yeah, Pro TI, loose Pro TI. I throw it oftentimes on a Hyper Mag though, as well. So Hyper Mag is probably the #1 reel that I like to throw this on. The Pro TI though is a great reel as well. And this is the TFO, same thing, Tactical Elite rod, except this is the 7.3 heavy fast action. And it's just a great rod to again drive in that kind of bigger, thicker hook. But like I said, this right here landed me my 6.5 pounder, like a 5.5 pounder, countless 3s and 4s. It's just a great all-around lure. Probably my #1 this year, and especially for the middle of the water column. Let's talk about this last one though as we get down to the bottom. All right, if you see me glistening a bit in this video, it's because I'm filming in my garage. Even though it is 10:20 at night, it's also 91 degrees outside, and it was over 100 today, so it's hot. All right, bottom of the water column. All right, so we're literally talking about the very bottom. The bait that has caught me a ton of fish, we're talking like in 40-degree water temps, all the way up to here recently in 95-degree water temps. It seems like the extreme temperatures, either really cold or really hot, is when this bait really excels, but you can pretty much use it year-round. And that is going to be the MB for Muscleback Fat Finesse Worm by XZone Lures, all right? And I'm holding it just like this because I've dropped this bait in the bait tank, and that is exactly what it looks like. This plastic has no salt in it, so it does float and stand up just like this. I throw that, I do think this is important, I throw it with a tungsten shaky head jig right here, and that's also by XZone, and I will use that either 3/16 ounce if it's a calmer, slicker day and I'm fishing between 5 to 10 feet of water or shallower. If I'm throwing this deeper, say 10 to 20, maybe not 20, but say 10 to 15, 18 feet, somewhere in there, and there's any bit of waves or wind, which is causing waves, then I'll step up to a 1/4 ounce. That's what this one is here. It comes in black or like a green pumpkin, so either one, but that color as well, plum, man, it catches them. I think the fish really see red differently. I know a lot of people talk about throwing red crawl or that fire red oftentimes in the spring or the colder months. I throw it in this plum color year round because it just flat out catches fish. I catch big fish, I catch numbers of fish. I just really have a lot of luck with this lure right here. So if you're looking to make bottom contact, slowly kind of pop, hop, or drag the shaky head, the MB Fat Finesse Worm, I will swear by it till the day I die because this thing flat out gets it done. It's a 6-inch worm, but it's a good size, big enough to catch big fish, but you can pretty much throw it anywhere. There's also a ton of great colors that XZone has in the MB Fat Finesse Worm, so go check those out. Now I will say the reel that I like to use, if it's the 1/4 ounce, the 1/4 ounce, I will probably throw it on that Pro TI I just showed you. So right now I was cutting a bunch of baits off last time I was out, so they're kind of all mixed and mingled. But 1/4 ounce or 3/16, another reel that works extremely well is the Custom Light by Luz. This new Custom Light, this is a newer version, is a reel that is bad to the bone. If you're looking for a reel to throw lighter lures like 3/16 ounce or weightless, like say for example a wacky rig or even like a Nico rig with a small nail weight, the Custom Light is the reel you want. This thing is legit. It casts really well with lighter lures. It casts really far. But to help with that, again, Tactical Elite rod by TFO, but this one is the 7.3 medium heavy. So the Swimbait, the Castaic Jerky J Swim, I throw a 7.3 heavy. This is a 7.3 medium heavy, and that medium heavy bend, you'll notice this parabolic bend allows you to almost get more catapult launch in your swing or in your cast, which is going to allow you to throw those lighter lures with the Custom Light a long ways. All right, so medium heavy 7.3 works really well. You know, especially with the 1/4 ounce, works great. 3/16 it works great. But that rod combo, I do the line probably between 14 to 17 pound fluorocarbon. Again, if I'm throwing the 1/4 ounce, I like to go to 17 pound fluorocarbon. I don't really think the fish can see it very well at all, so I'm not really worried about fish seeing my line. Water clarity isn't great here in Texas. The lakes I fish at best are like 2 to 3 foot visibility at best. So I'm not really worried about visibility, but even with that fluorocarbon, it's pretty much undetectable. But I will tell you that MB Fat Finesse Worm and Plum is a great one to throw to get down that bottom contact. Now, real quick, I'll give you 2 honorable mentions. Last year, I was throwing a swim jig, the V&M swim jig. I would love it. I either throw the 4-inch Swammer trailer or I throw the J-Bug that's also made by V&M. So you'll see me still use the swim jig a lot. It is definitely in my top 5 baits and lures, but the swim jig I primarily use around a lot of grass. Also, an honorable mention is the Adrenaline Crawl. I can rig this thing in so many different ways. So I love the Adrenaline Crawl, and also tied up over there is the Blitz Worm, the 11-inch Blitz Worm by XZone. So whether it be the Adrenaline Crawl or the Blitz Worm, those are both 2 other honorable mentions that I pretty much always have on the deck of my boat. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this type of content, kind of like some baits and lures I use often to catch fish. If you ever want more content or videos, just let me know, meaning like to prove that these things work. You check out my Instagram, check out TikTok. I share a lot of fish catches there as well. Also, I will be doing kind of a top 5 crankbaits that you need to have tied on pretty much all year round, and likely some that you know of, probably or more than likely those you don't know of or never heard of. So stay tuned for that video. I'm going to do an unboxing of the MonsterBass July Regional Pro Box coming up as well, and look for a video to come of my top 3 or 4 frogs that you're also probably not using that you should definitely try. All right, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Drop me a comment below. Let me know how you like this style of content. If nobody's told Jay, God loves you, and so do I. Peace out.